We're ready to go.
So the council meeting of November 3rd, 2020 is called to order. Please rise for the pledge. And I picked Deputy Mayor Deidre Peterson tonight.
I pledge allegiance
To
to the
To the flag
of the
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you much. Donna, would you do a roll call for us?
I will. Let me let one more person into our meeting here.
Oh, who we got?
Jay Harris is coming on. Okay. Councilmember McDowell,
Present.
Mayor Dorsey,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Peterson.
Here.
Councilmember Feast.
Here.
Councilmember Inesco,
Here.
Councilmember Bode,
Here.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Here.
All right. Do we have any late changes tonight to the agenda? I don't think so. So at this time, I'd like to remind the members of the public, they can make comments during the public comment period, as well as the business agenda and the action agenda. Excuse my voice, I'm losing it tonight. Option number one, join the Zoom meeting by clicking on the link that is displayed on the city's webpage. The link is listed on the agendas and minutes page under the tab that says more. Option number two is email city manager Jeff Knighton. And option number three is call Jeff's office phone. Both the email address and the phone number are displayed on the screen of Mason Web TV streaming video. Okay. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve this consent agenda as published.
Thank you.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry,
The motion was made by Councilmember Inesco, and who seconded it?
Joe made the motion,
Oh, Joe made the motion.
yeah, and Anisco seconded.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Donna, do we have anybody interested in making a public comment?
No, Mr. Mayor, we don't have anyone at this time.
Okay. The only business item we have tonight is an interlocal agreement with Mason County Fire Protection District number 5. City Manager Jeff Knighton has details for us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, Deputy Mayor, members of council, and the public. Tonight, we have an interlocal agreement with Mason County Fire Protection District number 5. This agreement is authorized under the Interlocal Cooperation Act, and it permits local government units to make the most efficient use of our resources by joining together to perform services. The new proposed agreement will become effective on January 1, 2021. And this is an agreement that the city and Fire Protection District have had in place for some time. And we are renewing and updating this agreement. Under the terms of the proposed agreement, the district shall provide comprehensive fire suppression services, emergency medical services, and hazardous substance response. And it guarantees at a minimum that we'll have 2 career firefighters and apparatus within the city limits at all times. We are shifting from a flat fee for the fire marshal services to a master fee schedule method of revenue there. And that's what the agreement holds. The agreement also automatically renews every year unless terminated by either party, and there are provisions in the contract that state the number of days when either party has to give notice to the other. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have and recommend that you move this on to your action agenda on November 17th.
All right. Any questions from anyone? I just noticed that Miss Carol Beeson has joined us. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Mayor Dorsey. How
All
are
right,
you?
so- Good. All right, so any public comment on it?
No one has signed up, Mr. Mayor.
All right, so the staff concurs us to move this ahead. Everybody in concurrence?
Yes.
Yes.
Move on to the action agenda. Our first item is a resolution regarding APSCO Sole Source Public Works Director Jay Harris will brief us.
Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, Council. Jay Harris, your Public Works Director. At the last meeting, I described to you the wastewater treatment plant. We have 5 blowers that put water through curtains or fine bubbler diffusers in the oxidation ditches, and it helps in our treatment process. Without the blowers, we would definitely be in a permit violation. And so the request tonight is to sole source APSCO as the sole source distributor for the provider for these APG Neuros turbo blower parts and components, so we can get some variable frequency drives. We need to buy 3 of them right now, and then we're going to send them out to have the 4th and 5th one looked at, and then we'll probably put them on the shelf or something and keep them for backup parts. We're also bringing in the manufacturer to look at the electricity and to make sure that the VFDs aren't failing because of power backup, when we switch to generator or electrical line connection or bad ground or that sort of thing. So we're also going back and reevaluating the VFDs just to try to keep them from failing again. That's my presentation, and I'm available for questions.
All right, first of all, do we have any public comment on it?
No, we don't, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Can I have a reading of resolution number 1175-1020?
Resolution number 1175-1020, a resolution of the City of Shelton, Washington, declaring the purchase of APG Neuros equipment, parts, components, and service to be clearly and legitimately limited to a sole source through APSCO LLC, waiving competitive bidding requirements for such purchases and authorizing the purchase of necessary components.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have a motion?
I move to adopt resolution number 1175-1020, a resolution deeming APSCO as the sole distributor and service provider for APG Neuros turbo blower parts and components, and authorizing the city manager to execute purchase orders for the acquisition of said parts, components, or service with APSCO.
Second.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. And I don't think do we have questions? This isn't the first time we've ran this by. All right, so let's move on. We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 1175-1020, a resolution deeming APSCO as the sole distributor and service provider for APG Neuros turbo blower parts and components, and authorizing the city manager to execute purchase orders for the acquisition of said parts, components, or service with APSCO. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. All right. The next item is a resolution for Tyler Energov, Administrative Services Director. Michelle Sutherland has the details for us.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. At the last meeting, I went over the Right Systems proposal and the Tyler Energov proposal. What the Tyler Energov proposal will allow us to do is to purchase additional modules of the Tyler software that we currently have. It will address the strategic goals of the City Council by making us more accountable, especially as it will allow us to serve the development community more efficiently, track our assets assets in a more cost-efficient manner, prioritizing maintenance activity, and allow the city to quickly engage Shelton citizens and businesses on a wide variety of concerns through this integrated platform. So that is what we have for the Tyler Energov proposal. And did you have any questions?
All right. Any public comment, Donna?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Would you give us a reading of resolution number 1179-1020?
Yes. Resolution number 1179-1020, a resolution of the City of Shelton, Washington, declaring the purchase of Tyler Technologies, SaaS, Energov, and EAM to be limited to a clear and legitimate sole source and authorizing the purchase of necessary components.
All right, do we have a motion?
I move to adopt resolution number 1179-1020. Resolution deeming Tyler Technologies the sole distributor and service provider for integrated platform software and authorizing the city manager to execute the contract and purchase orders for the acquisition of said software and services with Tyler Technologies.
Good job.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
All right, we
Second.
have a motion and we have a second from Joe. So we have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 1179-1020, a resolution deeming Tyler Technologies the sole distributor and service provider for integrated platform software and authorizing the city manager to execute the contract and purchase orders for the acquisition of said software and services with Tyler Technology. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have one more item from Michelle.
Okay, this will be the Right Systems proposal. What this will allow us to do is to update the city infrastructure and allow us to move fairly seamlessly to a cloud-based computing environment here at the City of Shelton. The upgrades to the current hardware that we will be utilizing and a lot of the back-end infrastructure must happen in order for the Right Systems proposal to assist the city with maintaining the systems that we currently have. Did anyone have any questions regarding the Right Systems proposal?
All right, do we have any public comment, Donna?
No, we don't, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, okay, could you give us a reading of resolution number 1180-1020?
Resolution number 1180-1020, a resolution of the City of Shelton, Washington, declaring the purchase of Right Systems Incorporated software and components to be limited to a clear and legitimate sole source and authorizing the purchase of necessary components and a service agreement with the vendor.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move to adopt resolution number 1180-1020, resolution deeming Right Systems the sole distributor and service provider for network infrastructure, hardware and support, and authorizing the city manager to execute the contract and purchase orders for the acquisition of hardware and services with Right Systems.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. There's no questions, I don't think there was. All right. We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 1180-1020, a resolution deeming Right Systems the sole distributor and service provider for network infrastructure, hardware, and support, and authorizing the city manager to execute the contract and purchase orders for the acquisition of hardware and services with Right Systems. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. At this time, Jeff, will you give us your city manager's report?
I will, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor, members of council. The one thing I wanted to mention tonight, and it has been on everybody's mind, particularly mine, for a while. As we all know, Chief Moody is retiring, and we went through a selection process to select our new police chief. And we were very lucky to receive an application and interest from, and I'm going to refer to her as this from now on, Chief Beeson. And she will be here starting with us on January 11th, and we are extremely excited and can't wait. And I'm very happy that she could join us tonight. And Chief Beeson, if you'd like to say a few words, that'd be great.
Jeff, before you do that, can I say one thing?
Sure.
I don't want to scare you off, Chief Beeson, but if your football team loses, what you have to wear the next day.
Oh, yikes.
Maybe she's a Seahawks fan, Darren.
Oh. You know, I think I'm going to stay off of football this year until I figure things out, you know, be strategic in which teams I'm going to support in the future.
Wasn't that on the application that you had to be a Seahawks fan to get the job? I thought it was.
Yep.
But I just wanted to stop in and say hello and tell you guys, I know I've met some of you already, but I just wanted to tell you how excited I am about this opportunity. January can't get here fast enough for me. I am very much looking forward to coming up and working with your community and getting to know your officers and all the folks in your town. And I'm just very, very grateful to be selected.
Welcome.
I have one request, and that is that you bring about another month of sunshine.
I really wish I could, but you know, it looks like I brought some of the cold weather back with me when I came back. So a lot of folks are asking me, what did you do and bringing it back? But it's gotten warmer since then. So I think right now I kind of like the idea of having some rain depending on how things go over the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say thank you for your thoughtful process of putting together your responses, you know, to our community and for the position. It really struck a chord with me that you took all of that time and you really appreciate who we are and who we also want to become. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I
Well,
think
so I just appreciate.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry about that.
I was just gonna say, I think we're all a little bit happy and sad that Darren's leaving, but we're pleased to have you join us.
Thank you very much, sir.
And everything everybody else has said, welcome and thanks for choosing Shelton. We're happy to have you. We're lucky to have you. And I believe you when you say you're eager to get out there because it looks like you've already emptied out your office. So
Yeah.
Yes. We're doing some spring cleaning and cleaning stuff out.
So Carol,
Yes,
from the old timer in Shelton, if you want to know anybody or anything, call me. I grew up here.
Thank you very much. I will take you up on that.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, guys, this was kind of a short evening. I have adjournment at 6:18. Thanks all for coming.
Happy election night all.
Thank
good
you.
night.
Have a
Good
good
night.